Welcome back to Masterpieces, Masterpieces. This is episode 6, and I, Megatron, am back. And let's face it, with me here, do we really need Nexatron to do this show?
Really? Am I necessary? Really, am I necessary? You're asking me that question. Listen, mister, if it wasn't for me, you would be still sitting inside of a Takara Tomy box, on a stocking shelf somewhere, gathering dust. So, am I necessary? I think so. That being said, Megatron is back for Masterpieces, Masterpieces, so we'll be seeing a little more of him as time goes on. He'll be here to help me review the episodes in future episodes. That being said, let's talk about the episode. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about episode 56 of Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, called Rebellion. And it's quite the episode. It's I don't have so much to say about what happens in the episode so much as the feels that I have regarding what happened in the episode. The Decepticons. Now, before I say anything else, again, as always, this is a spoiler alert. If you haven't watched Rebellion yet, don't watch my video until after you've seen the episode, because I'm going to tell you what happens. Anyway, that being said, what happens in this episode? The Decepticons get the shit kicked out of them. They get the ever-living tailpipe beat right out of them, and it just... But anyway, first things first. Optimus is still MIA from Team Prime, as is Smokescreen, and where we left off with that, Optimus said that the next Prime was standing right in front of him, so we're expecting to find out who the new Prime is in this episode. But before it's revealed what happens with that, we see that Ultra Magnus and Team Prime decide that they are going to attack Darkmount to try and infiltrate it, to try and disable the fusion cannons in the fortress. And they come up with a tactic to disperse Megatron's forces and scatter them so that the actual obstacle of infiltrating the Darkmount will be easier. So they do that. They attack Darkmount, and a lot of things happen because basically the episode is just this big fight. Wheeljack and Bulkhead get the crap kicked out of them by Shockwave, and that's awesome. Shockwave's fighting skill is just it's just awesome. He's just living up to every expectation I had for him. He's just, every time Shockwave shows up, he's just nothing but cool and badass, and he's just awesome. I have no complaints with where they're going with Shockwave. Predaking is released during the fight because the Autobots actually managed to get a leg up, and they feel they have to release Predaking. So what do the Autobots do? 5 minutes after Predaking shows up, they open up a space bridge and send him to the Arctic, where he freezes within 5 minutes. So we don't know what's going on with Predaking other than he's frozen in the middle of the Arctic somewhere. And that's how they took care of that. And that kind of sucked. After the last episode where we got to see Predaking be super badass and everything else, he's out of commission for this fight in like 5 minutes. That was pretty lame. I was disappointed with that. Long story short, Smokescreen ends up using the Forge of Solus Prime to bring Optimus back to life. Optimus has a meeting with Alpha Trion, and he doesn't really feel like it's his time to go, but Alpha Trion tells him it's time for a new Prime, and this, that, and the other thing. And before Optimus can join the Well of Allsparks, or, Smokescreen uses the Forge of Solus Prime to bring him back to life, and in so doing, the Forge of Solus Prime is sucked. All the energy, all the power of the Forge of Solus Prime is now gone, and there is no hope of rebuilding Cybertron or the Omega Lock or any of that. But they've got Optimus back, and with Optimus, they destroy Darkmount.
Autobot scum!
I know. Believe me, I know. Autobot scum is right. They destroy Darkmount, and as Darkmount collapses, Shockwave sees it collapse, and he space bridges away. We don't know where he went, but he just takes off somewhere. And Darkmount isn't destroyed until Optimus Prime shows back up with a completely new look, mind you. And he has a fight with Megatron. He throws Megatron into one of the core reactors for the fusion cannons. And the whole tower just blows up, and Starscream goes to Megatron and has to decide as the fortress is falling around them, do I leave Megatron here or do I take him with me?
Starscream.
Well, Starscream does decide to take you with him, doesn't he? He does take Megatron with him, and they escape on the Nemesis. However, we don't see what happens to any of the other Decepticons. We don't know what happened to Shockwave or Knockout. Soundwave or Knockout. My bad, guys. We don't know what happened to them. I'm hoping we'll find out in the next episode. That would be nice. Optimus's new look, before I get on this Darkmount thing, Optimus's new look,
Prime has been Bayversed.
yeah, I mean, he pretty much did get kind of Bayversed. He's all bulky now, and he can fly, and I don't like it. I mean, I saw the Beast Hunters toy, and I saw what that was all about, and didn't like the toy, mind you, and don't like the new look for Optimus. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Bayverse. Kind of bothers me a little bit. I don't really... And I was kind of hoping to see a new Prime. I was kind of hoping he would kick it. Just for something different. But I really don't like the new look. Not at all. And the fact that Darkmount was destroyed in one episode so quickly... it really bothers me. I mean, Megatron has worked so hard to get where he is, and he was sitting so pretty and so awesome these last couple of episodes. The Decepticons were really having a good thing going for him, and in 20 minutes it all goes to poop. It all gets destroyed. I think it's way too early in the season for them to do that. You know, I was expecting... that would get destroyed later on, once the show was coming to an end. But in the 4th episode of the season, this is destroyed. It makes me really kind of question what's going to happen next and what the writers are going to do. Because I tell you what, as a Decepticon fan, this episode was devastating. I just was like, no, the whole time. No, this sucks. And I really want the writers to make it up to me next week, and Megatron. Because Megatron is going to have a lot to swallow once he recovers from his injuries and kind of wakes up and really does kind of take in what just happened. His fortress got destroyed. Everything is in pieces again. They had to retreat. The feels. This was a frustrating episode for me. And Megatron. Where are they going to go with this? I really want to know what's going to happen next, because they've done some very finalized kind of things. They've really, Darkmount's destroyed. Predaking's gone. Shockwave's gone. Team Prime is back. Optimus is back. What's going to happen with this? I really want to know. So until next time...
Optimus!
We'll see you next week.